in the pathless woods.
There is a rapture on the lonely shore.
There is society where none intrudes.
By the deep sea and music in its roar.
I love not man the less, but nature more.
By George Gordon, Lord Byron.
Hi everybody! Welcome to Eco-Friendly News. Before we go any further, we want to inform you something.
Our newscast company has gone out of business.
Crisis has hit us very hard.
So this is the last time we are going to inform you about the latest news.
Thank you very much for watching us. We didn't saw this coming. Let's start! Hi, our first news of the day will be EPA issues guidelines for cutting greenhouse gases. Increasing energy efficiency is the focus of the first ever federal guidelines for reducing greenhouse gas emissions from industrial societies issued Wednesday by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. Among the suggestions, replacing dirty fuels used to power oil refineries with cleaner sources and require more efficient electricity and energy use with existing power plants to reduce emissions while not requiring expensive technology upgrades.
EPA's new guidance is meant to help states understand how to implement new greenhouse gas reduction requirements while mitigating costs for industries in a bad economy. Most states will use EPA's new guidelines when processing new air pollution permits for power plants, cement factories, and other big pollution sources under the Federal Clean Air Act.
They require more stringent emission standards when air quality regulators issue the permits to industry, which has complained the new rules will stop new construction and chill economic growth by creating uncertainty among businesses over how the new regulations would affect their new permits.
Make no mistake about it, this does not represent an opportunity for a construction moratorium. EPA and the states are fully prepared to take this on, said Gina McCarty, EPA's Assistant Administrator for Air and Radiation.
There will be a stoppage as a result of this process. McCarty stressed that the new guidelines are not regulations but merely information, meant to help states figure out cost-effective ways to reduce the pollutants that cause climate change when issuing the new air pollution permits.
We do not have any overall projection of what kind of greenhouse gas emissions will be avoided as a result of this, she said, and a greenhouse gas permitting is not a process for the overall reducing of greenhouse gas emissions.
The new rules were spurred by a 2007 Supreme Court ruling that greenhouse gases can be regulated under the Clean Air Act, in a 2009 finding by the EPA that these pollutants are a danger to human health. Clean Air Act permits already to require on a large industrial facilities for other air pollutants that are hazardous to human health. State air quality regulators said EPA's new guidance would help permitting move forward quickly.
Doors of state and local regulatory agencies will be open for greenhouse gas permitting business, says William Becker, Director of the National Association of Clean Air Agencies, in a statement. These agencies have put forth an incredible effort for fulfill their permitting obligations of the time.
St. James in Hopeful, R. Okla said the guidelines do nothing to erase uncertainty over the new regulations. Employers were looking for a clear path forward that would inspire confidence that permits will be granted. And in a timely manner, Info said in a statement, they won't find it here. The serves on a Senate Committee of Environmental and Public Works.
Clean air advocates were not as happy as state regulators with EPA's guidance, saying it relies slowly on energy efficiency improvements instead of requiring installation of new technologies that capture the pollutants.
Ann Weeks, Senior Counsel of the Clean Air Task Force, applauded the EPA's guidelines as an incremental step forward, but she cautioned that the agency needs more strongly support carbon capture and sequestration technologies, which EPA's McCartney said too expensive to require now.
Absent early deployment these technologies, we will not be able to avoid the worst consequences of climate change, Wick said in a statement. And while most states have signed out with EPA's greenhouse gas reduction goals, Texas, which is the leading greenhouse gas producer in the nation, has refused to meet the new federal guidelines.
We are reviewing this in EPA guidance. However, in Texas Commission on Environmental Equality will not be modifying a permit process to include greenhouse gas emissions, said Tori Clausen, the agency's spokesman. Our second and last news of today and forever will be Pentagon mysterious vapor trail was probably airplane.
The mysterious vapor trail of the southern California coast was probably an airplane and not a missile, the Pentagon said Wednesday. There is no evidence to suggest that this is anything else other than a condensation trail from an aircraft, Marine Corps Dave Lapan, a Pentagon spokesman, said in a statement.
He says that officials are satisfied the phenomenon was an airplane vapor trail destroyed by a camera angle, winds, and other environmental factors. Lapan says military experts studied the video and talked to all of the government agencies that might have been involved in a missile launch and not reported having launched anyone.
A CBS television affiliation on Monday videotaped the vapor trail that many viewers thought resembled the cloudy track of a missile in flight.
The North American Aerospace Defense Command, NORAD, issued a statement with the U.S. Northern Command saying no Department of Defense entities reported a missile launch, schedule or invertment at a time of the contrail, and no foreign military missile launch was detected.
NORAD said it determined there was no threat to the U.S. homeland. Lapan also said that the Federal Aviation Administration had run radar replays of air traffic west of Los Angeles. The FAA said that replays did not reveal any fast-moving unidentified target.
No pilots reported unusual sighting of the FAA. The agency said in a statement, "It's an optical illusion facilitated by unusual atmospheric conditions." And John Pike, a defense expert and director of globalsecurity.org in Alexandria, VA.
Hi, welcome back to Eco-Friendly News. Now moving on to international news, President Obama is still on his tour around Asia. And now he reiterated his support to get Russia into the WTO. And while talking to Medvedev, he called Russia an excellent partner for trade. He also assured the Russian president that his START treaty was one of his top priorities. But a minority of Republicans are resisting. This is why the White House is adding $4.1 billion in nuclear arsenal to get the votes to continue with the treaty, but Obama made no comments about it. But he did show his support to Russia, and they had a good relationship. And next week they are meeting again in the NATO summit. My opinion about this news broadcast and everything we've been informing you about is that we've learned about weather events occurring in the USA caused mainly by global warming that are getting worse every day and damaging society. We've also come to know a lot about international relations and with the U.S. and Mexico dealing with drug problems, and more lately the U.S. maintaining and trying to enlarge its relations with Russia, India, and the rest of Asia. That I think this will help USA allowed to grow economically and to gain more power. But some countries like India may consider that it has a greater benefit for the US than it does for them, which could mean that they take longer to accept this fact. I think this is a good project, and I hope you continue doing it.
Hi, this is our reflection about what we thought it helped us, the newscast.
I think that this newscast has helped me a lot because of the things that I learned about the climate in every newscast we have made. And I believe that this project is a good idea for teens like us to be aware about what is happening in this world and to see how we can make good things to the world.
Conscience has to be made in each and every one of us to be able to help our planet out. We live all in this together, and we need to help each other to build that conscience that will help us move on.
Thank you so much for watching our last newscast.
Thank you to our video sponsor USA Today and to all of you who watched us weekly. Thank you so much everybody who support us, and this is our goodbye.
Baby, you're a fan.